Has done over 400 events.
Oh, yeah!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the air.
Let's get ready to rumble!
This is UnCut Live, and I'm DJ Barbecue, powered by kback.rocks. Rock radio the way rock radio should be. Midwest All Pro Wrestling. Go to MidwestAllProWrestling.com. Get tickets and feel the excitement. Jekyll and Hyde Barbecue. Our brothers from another mother. They make barbecue so good, they'll put a smile on your face. And Remedy Brewing Company. It's the remedy for what ails you. What's up, everybody? My name is DJ Barbecue. I am the host of the UnCut live show on the Kota iRadio network. My good friends, my brothers, are the hosts of the Pro Wrestling UnCut show on the Kota iRadio network podcast. I'm doing things differently, trying things out. I'm trying the YouTube live feature. Got to get things a little detailed with the promo, the opening, and some other things that I want to do with it. Trying to figure out different things. I've seen other people do stuff. The resolution probably isn't all that great. I apologize for that. Like I said, I'm just trying something new. I mean, I've posted YouTube videos. I've never gone live. I just wanted to try something new. I couldn't really go to sleep because I was excited. I watched AEW. I watched NXT later on to see, if you guys haven't even noticed, but Jake the Snake Roberts was on AEW tonight. And I can tell you one thing right there, that was my childhood memory. He was cold-blooded, calm, and his eyes were like, icicles, like knives going at you. It was just scary. I was excited about that. To tell you a little bit about myself, I'm a single dad. I do barbecue competitions. I do have a small business. I also have another job that I do, but I'm not going to put that out there because I don't talk about my work. I can talk about my business because it's my own thing. But so I decided to start kind of a podcast because I've always wanted to be in radio. And it's been a long time. I had friends in radio. I had a neighbor down the street that was friends of my father, God rest his soul, that is like the guy if you want to talk about radio stations in this region, Randy Hammer. And so, like, as a kid, I always wanted to do that. And then I just wanted to talk wrestling. They had the options of podcasts. And then my really good friends who are the sponsors who make this all happen and then power this podcast is kback.rocks. They're a streaming radio station. And he gets a lot of crap for being, like, streaming in that. But, I mean, he's killing it. I mean, he's doing a lot better than any of your regional radio stations right now, and they're going to have to adapt because I think that's what's going around. That's why a lot of them are consolidating. You have so many in one station. I know there's quite a bit of them that just started doing streaming. I think it's more not as well done in the Midwest, but Crazy Frank from K-Back Radio, if you want to listen to his radio station, it's rock radio the way rock radio should be. He gets at kbackradio.com. You can set it up onto your phone. It's an internet app that will set up on your on there. His name's Frank. He's pretty frank when he comes to his conversations. He doesn't care. It's unscripted. It's like ours. We're raw, real, and uncut. He's raw, real, and uncut on the radio. He has a morning show from 8 to 11, Monday through Friday. Sometimes he comes in a little bit late. It's just him at this moment. But he does an excellent job. He's a really good person, and go check that out. If you like country, a lot of you don't, but if you do like country, he does have a country station that is also on his Facebook page. So go to KBAC Radio. That's KBACK .rocks if you want to find it real quick. It's on TuneIn. It's on iTunes. He just recently did that. Go check him out. Another great brethren to me is the Remedy Brewing Company. It's out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It's a microbrewery. They have the cure what ails you. They're an IPA, an ale. Go check them out on Facebook. Midwest All Pro Wrestling is one of our other sponsors, and it's a pretty big one because if you guys remember Eugene, he's a pro wrestling superstar, pro wrestling legend, OVW icon. He's been multi-time champion there. He was in the WWE, tag team champion with William Regal. He trained pretty much basically any star that you pretty much see on WWE right now. He's trained him at the Performance Center. He also was training at OVW when the time he had his tenure there. He's a really good friend of mine. Go to MidwestAllProWrestling.com. It'll have information on shows. He does a hell of a job. He's based out of South Dakota. And you can get tickets there too, and also it gives you up to date wherever he's going. Find him, and it has links to find him on social media too, so you can ask him questions. He's just a good person. And then my brothers from another mother, Jekyll and Hyde Barbecue. I'm telling you, find them on Facebook. If you want a dry rub seasoning, they are. I've done a lot of barbecue competitions. I've won three People's Choice Championships with 3 different teams of mine. They're good friends of mine. Go check them out, which is Jekyll and Hyde Barbecue on Facebook. They have some things where you can send them a message. Ask them about their, and I got to turn this down. I think I'm a little too loud. And I'm hoping that I'm on the right audio. Maybe I'm not on the right audio. I hope I'm on the right audio. If not, like I said, first time doing this. I apologize if it's coming out sounding wrong. I bet I'm not on this mic. I bet I'm on the camera mic. And the camera's not that good. Hey, if anybody's out there and they watch this later or watching it now, I'm not too worried about views. Like I said, I'm just trying this out. If you want to start a podcast, if you want to go live, I just bought what I can afford. You have all these YouTubers making a bunch of money, and they have all this expensive cameras, expensive equipment, everything like that. Just go find out, see what you can afford. I mean, you don't have to splurge for right now. And then, little by little, it'll come. It took me a lot of encouragement to do this because I'm not that great at talking when it's a massive amount of people. And right now, me in my studio. I mean, I built a little studio in my house. It's not much. I mean, this isn't that much. It's WWE sheet curtain that I put up back here just to kind of hide the rest of the walls. I'm not quite finished with everything yet. I'm not sure if what I'm gonna do, but I found stuff that was on the. I'll tell you what. If you want to find podcast equipment. And I know that you want to buy a lot of it new. But if you want to find podcast equipment, go on your Facebook rummage sale sites. I am telling you, you can find a lot of people that buy a lot of stuff and then they just, I don't need it. It'll be well worth your time. Trust me. It's been a lifesaver because I can't afford a lot. And don't be afraid because there's a lot of people that can't afford a lot these days. So, I mean, I'm taking a big risk, and if you notice my voice is kind of stuttering a little bit, it's because I'm nervous, man. This is completely out of my realm. This is completely out of my comfort zone. And if I can do it, trust me, if I can do it, anybody else can do it. But other things, I have a kid. He goes to school. He's actually getting trained by former WWE superstar Eugene to be a referee for his professional wrestling promotion. You can go on that. MidwestAllProWrestling.com, and they have information about enrolling into his school. He has a lot of great deals. I'd recommend to go check that out. get back to like what I said with the podcast. So I started the podcast because, like I said, I wanted to try to talk to people. I'm getting notifications on my phone on Twitter. I actually like Twitter. I do have a Facebook page. If you see the scrolling on the screen, make sure that you go to the Twitter accounts and follow them, because I'm going to have a lot of other information. I have a 5-year plan when it comes to this. I'm not looking to eventually it'd be great if I got big. It'd be awesome to be able to have that opportunity to see. I see everybody else having fun and doing all these exciting things. I'm doing exciting things too. I mean, I'm here being able to do something completely change my life. It's maybe actually better on the outside of this to be able to do speaking events a lot better. Like I said, I froze. I was in high school. I got bullied. Middle school got bullied. Elementary school got bullied because I was the new kid. I moved from a small community of like 800 people. My mom got a better job, met my dad. We moved to the city, and like it was 14,000 people. And it's not a big city. Like, that's really small, mediocre to a lot of places. And maybe other people are in the same predicament as I am. Or if you're, kids and you're watching this, you shouldn't be watching this because you should probably be in bed right at this point because you got school tomorrow. Really, who goes to bed and listens? My kid's probably listening right now. He's probably not even in bed, which he should be. But everybody gets bullied. And the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because I see a lot of things going on social media. And that was another thing, the reason why I wanted to do this podcast, because I don't think a lot of people really talk about, they talk, but not about to the point to where the bullying and the way that has been in the last couple years for me, I had to go out of my comfort zone. I've actually tried to run for mayor in the city that I grew up in. I didn't get the results that I wanted, but that's the name of the game. I got 4% of the vote. I'm not afraid to admit that. I don't care if people make fun of me about it. It is what it is. It's the name of the game. You either win or you don't. It's just like sports. I've learned that from sports. I'm not going to be a sore loser about it. I have my opinions and my criticisms on what the city is doing. But that's for another day, another story. But don't be afraid to step out of your comfort area. And then going back with this podcast, I really wanted to be able to step out of my comfort area and talk to people because I love pro wrestling. Like, I live in a state that still basically isn't comfortable enough for you to go out and actually say, like, hey, I like pro wrestling, because you'll get all the hate. You'll get all the people, oh, that's not real. That's, that's the F word and all that. Honestly, I've seen how these athletes train. It is not the F word, and you shouldn't really say the F word, and it's not the 4-letter word. It's the other 4-letter word. But like that's not box springs and cushions. You have to be in top shape. You could be the top talent. And I had this argument. And it wasn't really an argument, it was a discussion, but I guess, you can say it's an argument. But I have a friend, and an acquaintance, he gave me crap a lot of times. Oh, my son's in bad shape. He could just do it. It would be no problem. Well, no, your kid can't, because there's a difference between your actual shape and then ring shape. And I've seen that. There's a guy that was a track star that I seen that tried out for the school, and he was huffing and puffing before 15 minutes ever went up when he was training in the ring. You get blown out, and that's no joke. That was another thing that I wanted to start this podcast, because I got to see like wrestling. I always wanted pro wrestling in this community and in this state to where I can take my son to, and the chance that I got to be able to know, Eugene, and get to talk to him and got to be friends with him. And I've, been friends with him for like, I think the last 5 or 6 years now. He's so cool. So his wife is so cool. They both have a heart of gold. And all those athletes he has training at the school are awesome, man. They are completely awesome. And they're inspirational too for everything that they do. They're going out there in front of they've had, I think, 1,200 people at one point during one of their shows. And that's huge for here. That's not, that might not be huge in other places that people are watching, but that's huge. But anyway, the podcast was so that I can meet also friends. That's the reason why you go through wrestling. You meet a lot of friends and that. I've been able to interview Al Snow, Chris Van Vliet, Madman Fulton. I got to sit in with my friends, my brothers, the Tiger Man Dave Smith and Cole Dawson. They interviewed Gregory Irons. We had the Mad King, Eddie Kingston. Dude, Mad King Eddie Kingston is legit. He is a natural. That was awesome. Being able to sit there, and I do most of the behind the scenes stuff other than this. Like I said, I'm still out of my comfort area. I haven't been able to record for the podcast for my point of show, for their show, the Pro Wrestling Uncut that's on the podcast, which if you go to the podcast platforms and you search Kota iRadio Network, that's Kota and then lowercase I and then capital R radio, and the radio and the I, they're together, just like, iPhone and all that other stuff. And then network. You search that on their podcast platforms and you'll find it. There's a lot of great episodes there. There's, listen from the beginning. It's changed. It's elevated. It's I've adapted to make it different and make it better. And that was fun. I got to meet a lot of great people. I'm like I said, I'm trying this out. I don't know if it's gonna work. I think I keep looking at this. It says webcam Kota, and I think I honestly, maybe I didn't. Maybe if I, here, hold on. Let me cover this up and see. No, I think I did get the right one still. But anyway, so I'm a little like OCD when it comes to stuff like this. But I mean, I'll review it, watch it again, and see what happens. It's probably the microphone audio instead of the actual mic right here. And that's the thing. Like going back there. So I met my friend Dave, my brother, through a wrestling group. Cool guy, really cool. He's been in the business before. He was trained over in SoCal, trained with like Scorpio Sky, TJ Perkins, and all that. And the guy's really cool. Like to hear about how he does his artwork. He's into comics. He's into like, art in general, pro wrestling, a lot of other avenues. The dude is awesome, a heart of gold person. And then he introduced me to Cole. And Cole ended up coming on the show because I was like, hey, if you want to, Dave, if you want to bring some other people on, that'd be pretty cool. Because that's the cool thing about our podcast is that, and especially with my show, I want fans to come on. I want to talk pro wrestling with them. I mean, I want to get the independent stars. I've tried to get this outlet to put out the independent stars that are in the Midwest area because there's just a explosion of talent that's out there. And I just think it's completely awesome to be able to have that outlet to get it out there. But anyway, so like Cole came on. And Cole was talking to me, and I said, thank you for coming on. This is really cool. Well, they tried to pull one on me because later on they were trying to joke around, and they sent to me. And then when we got on the show to record, he was telling me, Dave was saying that Ron Killings was on there. And I'm thinking, Ron Killings, where did I hear that name? I know that name. I should know this name. Well, Ron Killings is R-Truth, and they got me. They ribbed me really good. But it's Cole Dawson, a really good person. Cole is actually, and he said I could say this, but I'm not going to give you his social media account. Actually, if you want to, you can go to the one that's on the scroll board here on the screen. It'll read Pro Res Uncut. That's the Twitter account. You can go talk to him, reach him on that one. Like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you could. But Cole Dawson is actually the brother of Candice LeRae. Yes, Johnny Gargano's brother-in-law. The funny story about that one is that it's on the podcast. If you go and find that and search the podcast platforms, it's on the main ones, iTunes and Spotify, I think. Yes, Spotify, it's on there. And I'm like, I just need a picture to put up there because normally it wasn't video. I didn't have a video camera for the first since September 1st. Actually, yeah, September 1st is when or August 30th, as I started putting things together, started doing videos. Just stumbling around like I am now. stuttering, being a real big idiot. I go, you don't have to sit there and, give a picture, anything to brag about that. He goes, hell no, I'm going to brag about it. And then he shows a picture to me to put up on there so then it could be viewed. And like I said, I think you could see that on this YouTube channel. You can see which picture that he put up. It's him and his brother-in-law with the NXT Championship, the real one. And I was like, oh, I guess you're not afraid to admit that. He goes, hell no, I'll brag that all day and all night. Really cool guys. There's a lot more to come there lately. If you are going to watch this and you've listened to the podcast before, you notice that we haven't had a lot of new shows come up. That's because, one, Dave's been working a lot and he got sick. I got sick. My son got sick, and then Cole got sick, and I injured my back. This is the first time in, I would say, probably a week and 3 days that I was actually be able to sit in a chair normally. I have a herniated disc in my back, and it sucks. Trust me, it sucks. Nothing like feeling about, I shouldn't even say that because I've had elder family members that were able to walk better than I was at that point, and they're like way older. They're in their 90s. Sometimes I question whether they are 90. They look like they're in their 40s. But anyway, but that's the reason why we haven't had a lot of shows on there. I will be posting one tomorrow. I would say probably after I'm done here, I'll probably switch it over to MP3 format. Yeah, I'll probably be doing that probably in the next hour, maybe two, whatever. Or at least the morning, I'll post it. We sink our teeth into literally a little bit of the backside. So it's kind of a couple episodes behind what's been happening on Monday Night Raw, NXT. I do talk about MLW, Ring of Honor, AEW, NXT. I kind of look at the highlights because there's just too much time to just sit around. Tuesdays, when I'm done, I usually just watch. If I don't watch Monday, I watch definitely Tuesday. I watch NWA Power, which I love, old school. I'll talk a little bit about that. I watch MLW. I watch AEW Dark. Definitely watch Women of Wrestling. They're a great promotion. They really have great storylines, great production, and the women, they're legit. I would put them on top of what AEW's women division is and also WWE's women division. I don't think a lot of people give them enough credit. I don't think a lot of these podcasters, and I love them all. I don't want to start any beef at all because a lot of them that are in podcasting, they're able to get to a bigger audience than I am. But I'll put them and challenge their women's division on top of what WWE has, and that's all between all three brands. And right now, it's all three brands. NXT is not a developmental anymore. It's there. Oh well, even the NXT UK, I combine those. NXT combined, UK NXT combined. I'd put them on top, or at least be able to compete with them. But so we got this going. It's been going great. Little sidetracks here and there. Work, can't get there, got busy. Technical difficulties. Getting sick. But hey, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And I'm ready to go. I tried Periscope. I don't know if anybody on here knows what Periscope is or has tried it out. If anybody that's in podcasting sees this, or anybody on YouTube just searching around, go in the comments and kind of give me a little ideas of what you think about Periscope, what you think about doing a YouTube live show. I try to do an opening. Hopefully that works. Like I said, this is new. I'm trying it out. If you can tell, the reason why that video is looping is because that's one of the new openings that I just made. Also, if you are a independent wrestler, or if you're anybody that's out there that's looking for a graphic design to be made up, I'm going to be posting I don't know if I'm going to do a Twitter account for that. I think I might do a Twitter account for that and post it. I will post it on the Facebook page. If you go and look up Kota Bear, but look up the Kota iRadio Network on Facebook, there's a Kota Bear page. That's our mascot. He's a big grizzly bear, but that's where mostly the information. You can find the UnCut live show Facebook page, Pro Wrestling UnCut Facebook page. And then there's a Kota iRadio Network podcast page that's there. There's about 100 people that like that. We're going to be talking video games too. I just thought about that. I kind of randomly go back and forth. But I appreciate anybody that's watching. I appreciate anybody that's going to be watching later. Like I said, this is out of my realm. If any of the YouTube legends are out there and they see this, can you please, I'm going to use a cheesy thing. Can you like and subscribe to this YouTube channel? But can you put any, suggestions, critiques in the comments? If my mic doesn't work that well right now, like I said, this is the first time that I've done this. Please go ahead and tell me that. Please be cordial, at least about it. Be nice, courteous. But yeah, just, critique it a little bit. I'm more than happy to take those critiques. So where did I leave off with the podcast? Other than the story with the photo with Cole, Dave and Cole. If they weren't on this podcast, it wouldn't be what it is. I've had enough time to be able to do graphics. That's another thing. I do graphic design. I've gotten into it. Like I said, I took a year and about 8 months to do this, to get this going. And little by little, I'm trying different things, going to different things. I need to figure out how to do a opening video that loops. That's in the opening with that. Maybe I'll just do a video and put that on the loop and have it just keep starting over and over with that main screen right here. I'll go back to the opening, and this is the opening right here. And so, yeah, I don't know if the audio works when I did that. Hopefully not. Like I said, I'll be able to check it out. This is kind of the test run. It says, please check your video resolution. The current resolution is 9 whatever, which is not optional. Well, let's see here. Oh, that's why. I changed the latency. I need to change that back. But, I'm going to keep going with this. It says good connection, which is great. I probably should get a wire connection. I'm kind of trying this on in the studio. I usually try to see if the Wi-Fi works well. I'm on a 5G, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi for this computer because I just want to try it out. I've been told that it works real well. We'll see. If I need to, I'll put a line up. But anyway, the podcast is here. Like I said, I do independent wrestlers on the podcast to come on. I do have, what is it? It kind of froze a little bit here. What's going on? Like I said, this is new. Let's see what's going on here. Warning, the resolution. Oh, nope, here it goes. It'll come back in. Yep. I think it's because of the suggestion here of the video. Yep, it should come back in right now. I don't know what's the feed's doing. It says good connection. Oh, there it goes. Obviously, it's a 10-second delay. Oh, there's an error. I think I'm going to have to try this again. So I will try this again. I think I'm going to go to this and then stop the stream and try it over. I'll be right back.